On this week's episode of Devil's Trap Podcast, are you dating a vampire?
And if not, we can tell you what supernatural character you should be dating. Let's do this. Welcome to this week's episode of Devil's Trap Podcast. I'm Diana.
I'm Liz.
And we're going to talk season 11, episode 12, Don't You Forget About Me. And I really wanted to sing it, and I didn't.
You didn't. Thanks. Appreciate it.
It's stuck in my head.
It's already there. It's already
stuck
there.
in my head.
It's just going to get worse.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Yeah. So, what have you been up to?
Oh, it's the end of summer here in Texas, but things I've done have nothing to do with summer. So went to the Symposium of the Strange at Magic Time Machine, and this month's meeting was the host of the podcast and the host of the events, I think it's Curious Research is the name of his site. And then he was talking about different research like methods and things like that. And, it would just, it was interesting to talk about, just like things that you could do while you're out, like investigating, collecting paranormal stuff. Then the next night I went to an Austin Seance event where they're doing 3 workshops where they're like helping people learn how to do electronic voice phenomenon recordings. So their first workshop, which I didn't go to, was like kind of the basics. And I think they were doing blind recordings, where they were just like recording the air and just seeing what was on there. I think that's what they did the first one. Then the second one, we were using the Estes method, and then, which is the one that's named after the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, because they developed it there. That's the one where you basically have a radio station you have like a radio that is cycling through different stations. It's going and then someone's asking a question, and then the ghosts and the spirits are supposed to be communicating with the radio on the frequencies that aren't like there. So basically you end up hearing like bits and pieces of the radio, and you can make sense out of it. Sometimes like the questions get answered, sometimes they don't. We had somebody named, when asked what the name was, the word Noah came out. There was where are you from? And we got DC. So, but there are also things that were like things that got mentioned a lot. Officer, DC, just certain things that happen to be going on in the news, and they were just like, and then there was like accidents. But if you kind of went through all the things, like there was a spirit who got caught in an accident, and it was still a good time, which it always, doing different experiments, trying to record the dead. I'm never gonna be sad about that. We were trying to do things where we were recording like in the tape recorder what was being said, like with the Frank box and the Estes box, but somebody's equipment kept failing, so it wasn't fun. But anyway, so that was fun. And then I tried to go see a band, and then I failed again because I can't show up to anything on time. And there's also, they had their times listed wrong in something. So
you saw a band though. That was good.
I saw 2 bands. I saw Ratons de something from New York, and they were a cool chick punk band with accordion. And then Pinata Protest played, and they're always fun. They also have accordions. And before they played, they brought up this little 9-year-old girl who came all the way from El Paso to San Antonio, which is a long ass haul, with her family. And I'm not sure her family really understood what Pinata Protest was or what they were about, because they traveled with their young, precious granddaughter, because there was a lot of their grandparents, and there was, Tio's there, like people were there to support this child. But I'm not sure anybody listened or bothered to YouTube Pinata Protest. But, I think there was some surprising, like, oh, so that's what this is. But So we had fun until I ran around in the pit like once, and then I immediately had to throw up. So, and then I'm at the bathroom, like not drunk. I just on Ozempic. So,
oh no!
so that was my time. That was my
Pinata Protest do put on a great show.
They do, and they're just accordions aside too. They're just they're a good time. But I miss Fayette, and I'm just mad because I just need to, not that they're not good shows, but
I know
I need to see a band that I fucking care about. That
I know.
Not that I don't care about Pinata Protest.
Anyway, they were not. You love them,
they were
but
not
you were prioritizing it.
They were not there who I went to see. I did not want to sing along with their songs. I wanted to sing along with some angry chick rock songs.
Yeah.
So I couldn't. I was like, you can pump your fist in the air for Pinata their protest songs, but it's not the same. There's dudes singing.
Yeah.
So, anyways, what about you? How many bands did you see last week?
Not many. I didn't actually. I bailed. No, I went and saw one. A friend of ours do an acoustic set at a pub. Joe Blow, best known from bands like The Staggers and Dog Company and Riot Squad, does some solo stuff now, and it's pretty cool. But Babe's gonna be doing some recording with him, and I like his voice, so we went and watched him and ate some pub food. That's
always fun.
Yeah, and then that's actually the only music I saw in the last week. I think I saw. I take that back. I mean, I saw like a sound check, but that's it. So yeah, and then that's got a little bit of pool time in. Did a lot of like it was weird weather to end like this quote unquote end summer because it's Labor Day weekend. It was just kind of like a weird weather weekend, and did some hang out with some family time. Got a little bit of pool time in, and that's about it.
Yeah, we had, flood watches. Oh man, I had to drive. I was driving down the highway and like there's flood stuff going on, but this cop like lit up like right behind me. I was like, oh damn, like I haven't been lit up in so long. And then like they were going off somewhere else. I'm like, oh okay.
You're like, dang, it's been a while. They're like, oh, not for me anyways. Oh well.
Not for me. No, but. Yeah, I think I could probably fit in a few more days. It was like, it's Texas. So like, yeah, we'll be in the 90s this coming weekend.
Yeah, I know. It's just when you keep getting those rainy days, you start worrying that like, oh, we might almost be done because
we might almost be done. We've
got pool down, but
yeah, I think this may be it because then it goes to rain and then we're in the 80s. So this weekend may be it for South Texas. We'll see.
Yeah. But look, it's hard to complain when we get from from May to September of pool time. It's hard to bitch too much.
No, but I mean, I have
more.
A pool, and I think I'm just mad. I think I'm just mad that honestly, it's just I'm mad that I don't have enough time just to relax by my pool. I think it's just more the fact of I don't have time to go to my pool. That
I know, I can relate.
Yeah, and it's just like,
it's like it's right there. How do I not have time for this? It's right there. I don't have to go anywhere.
Yep, but it does. It's just so that is our first world problem for the day. Yeah. So our pool time is over, and we're ready for the fall. And I would say it's spooky season, but it is spooky season all year here on Double Strap Podcast, and so. We, again, are talking about Don't You Forget About Me, and season 11, episode 12, first aired February 3rd, 2016, and was directed by Stefan Plazinski, and written by one and only Nancy Won. So, Nancy won, but we won by going back to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and a couple of teens are sharing a flask.
Yeah, in a pretty nice looking F-150 square body, actually. I was like, oh, I like this. And they're listening to Shine by Leon Bridges, who is from Fort Worth, Texas. There we go.
Very nice.
And yeah, they start making out, and something is stalking the truck. And suddenly the guy gets yanked out of the truck
and jump scare. It's Claire.
Yeah. It's fucking Claire. And she's got a sword to his throat. Jump scare Claire. I like it. I like it.
I was very proud of that
Jump scare Claire. And she's like demanding, who are you? And what are you?
What are you? Not who
are you. What are you? Is what she's demanding. And he is very confused as she holds this sword to his throat.
It's just very awkward. His brain seems to be going, why you got a sword? Why is there which is what my brain would probably be like, why is there a sword? I'm confused.
Very confused.
Yeah, so we go from that confusion to the bunker.
Mm-hmm.
And there, Sam is very excited because he's not, and sadly, found them a case, but he has found the picture of a weasel riding a woodpecker. And that was a real thing that actually happened in 2016. And it was amazing. It was taken by amateur photographer Martin LeMay in Essex. And a weasel just jumped on the back of a goddamn grasshopper and flew through the air. We didn't need AI then. We don't need it now. We just need weasels jumping on woodpeckers.
Yeah. Yeah. But Dean's bummed there's no sign of Amara, and apparently they decided
Psycho's sister, also title of the next album.
And they have not, Castiel is apparently working on a way to draw her out, but they haven't really seen him.
Well, that's what Dean thinks Cass is doing.
Well, we all know that last. That's what he was supposed to be.
That's what he told Dean he was doing when he really is just being Satan. Well, not Satan. He's being Lucifer. I'm sorry. There is a difference between Satan and Lucifer. Anyhow, so that happens. Then Dean pulls out what he calls a heart attack. He calls it Elvis. I call it a heart attack. And he says that it's better than the inferior version, which is the Luther. And because in the Luther, and I remember this thing as well, the Luther had the donut split in half. And then you had the burger inside. And with the Elvis, it's a full donut, which I don't think is good. I think you need to have it split in half because then it is mimicking the bun.
It's going to slide. It's not going to absorb. It's not. It's a construction problem, really.
Yeah. So,
and the amount of sugar with the meat, that's a lot. I don't know.
It's a lot. And then Sam, who was not impressed, and then asked how many calories are in that thing. And I meant to get a soundbite of Lucifer calling Sam prissy to put in here, but maybe we'll edit that into post. All right. So, prissy Sam is poo-pooing the burger and the donut.
Yeah, and Dean is fucking offended by this and just really distraught that Sam is not interested in eating this burger made out of donuts and bacon. But the phone rings and Dean answers it and makes a Caddyshack reference, so we know who's calling.
Yes, it must be Claire. And so we are all going to South Dakota now.
Going to South Dakota. So we go to Sioux Falls High School, a high school in Sioux Falls, and the bell rings, and we've got none other than Alex.
Does Alex look a little old to be in high school to you?
Borderline.
Just saying.
Well, it's Alex and her boyfriend Henry, and this chick's telling them that they are shoo-ins for the prom king and queen, and Jody watches from her sheriff SUV smiling at this whole thing unfold. And so until she honks and makes Alex come get in.
Yeah, and in between that, though, we do meet somebody named Mr. P, who comes up to Alex and asks him if she is ready for the test. And so we did get this dude come in there as well. And so Alex then gets into the truck after kissing this boy while Jody is watching. And she gets in, and while she's having a very proud moment of Alex, she notices some pills that every woman and most men should recognize.
In the backpack. Uh-huh.
And Alex is going on the pill.
Yes. So they drive home and get to Jody's house. And guess what's parked in the driveway?
It's Baby.
Baby's there. So they want to know why the Winchesters are there. They both know that that's what that means. So inside, Sam and Dean are waiting with Claire. There's hugs all around and a lot of snark between Claire and Alex. Apparently they are not besties.
But it seems very sisterly, right? Like the snark is there, but I don't think Claire or Alex realizes where their snark has evolved to, right? Yeah. It is beyond just, I don't like this girl. It is, get the fuck out of the bathroom. I need to do my hair, you know, which is a very different kind of animosity.
Mm-hmm. It's like, cause I'll talk to you like this, but no one else can kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Claire's like, yeah, I called Sam and Dean because there are monsters and that Jody doesn't believe me. So I called them in. And Jody's like, I could have saved you the time because there's not monsters. I'm going to go put another chicken on because I know y'all motherfuckers going to eat a bunch.
Yes, and I am super jealous. I'm going to go move into Jody's house. The food there looks amazing. They have breakfast and dinner. Like, oh my God, like what kind of palace is this? And just Jody, when she says, when she's basically blowing off Claire and says like what every cop from like the 80s used to say, two of them are runaways and one of them is a homeless person. So they're not really missing people. Right. Like Jody, like those are exactly the type of vulnerable people that monsters, whatever, like monster serial killers, like they're going after this population. So I know Jody is not the one who wrote the script, but I will say like that. Jody,
it doesn't sound like Jody.
It doesn't sound like Jody, right? So I'm kind of like the fact that, and we learned. Okay, well, we'll learn why, but I feel for Claire in this situation a lot. So
I do too, but yeah.
Okay, so we go to the dinner where the boys are just like horking their food.
They are so happy about this food. This is like the best meal they've ever had, apparently. And it's like 2 roasted chickens and some mashed potatoes, and they are and a little bit of red wine, and they are on fucking cloud 9. I don't know. It sounds delicious to me too. I'm not mad.
It looks like a great fucking, like I said, I want to be at that dinner. Yeah.
So Claire shares that she has been stalking the makeout spot.
Okay.
Yeah, she's been stalking this makeout spot. She thinks there's something out there, and also she said there's been reports in the neighborhood blogs, the local crime blogs, of people seeing things or animals stalking their yards.
And this sounds like a case to me. I'm sorry. Like things that like weird animals seen in yards, like these all sound like things, right?
I just got excited because I thought we were going to get like Sam and Dean have to learn about Nextdoor.
Yeah,
I thought was about to happen here.
Nextdoor hadn't happened yet.
Okay.
The world was still safe from that racist piece of crap. All right, and so then also Jody clocks Alex trying to sneak some of her wine because Jody is not a cool mom; she's a cop.
I never forget. Never
forget, right? And so, but Sam is just like, "Look, we've had it unlessed," and then Claire is just like quiet when she's like, "Do you have any more?"
But Alex is also like, by the way, Claire caught a werewolf. It just happened to be a German Shepherd with rabies. And she thought, and Jody's like, yeah, and she thought she caught a vampire, but it was just a councilwoman that was into erotic cosplay. Like, so they're showing that they're having trouble with Claire because she may be overseeing cases that aren't there.
Right. She's seeing monsters where there aren't monsters. But in this case, there may be monsters. We don't know. Like this does seem very sus. But
she's also racking up assaults, which is bad.
And so while in order to basically make people stop talking about her, Claire decides that she's going to throw Alex under the bus. And it's like, hey, watch out for this thing that's coming right at you, sis. So let's talk about when you and Henry are going to go fuck in Jody's cabin.
Oopsies, busted. And Jody's like, oh, what the fuck? But also, I saw those pills in your bag. We're going to have a talk right now. And Sam and Dean are like trying to leave. And she's like, absolutely fucking not. We're doing this right here, right now. And y'all are part of it.
Yeah, surprise. Congratulations. And now Jody gives like the real talk and she's like, pills don't stop STDs. They need to suit up every time. And everyone but Claire is uncomfortable. Claire is just like got her popcorn out and she's just mopping this shit up.
Yeah, for sure. Then she kind of gets into some metaphors and it gets a little bit more awkward. But then she's just, Alex finally like stops this to be like, nothing has happened yet. I was just trying to be prepared.
Which is good. Like it is a good proactive thing to do. You should be taking care of your own reproductive system. But also remember that, like Jody said, don't expect the guy to show up packing. And then she swallows a bunch of wine as there is some awkward table silence.
There's a lot. She slams her wine. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
And then she goes to refill the potatoes like you do.
Yes, exactly. And so after that, we go to where everybody has their conversations, and that's the kitchen. So Dean and Jody are meeting up in there, and she is just like, she put a sword to this guy's throat, and now he wants to press charges.
Yeah. And but Alex has adjusted pretty well, well. It's just that, it just took a minute at first and now she's dating this popular guy. But Jody's like having to grapple. What was I going to say? I don't know.
Grapple?
Yeah, grapple, whatever that is. She's grappling with the fact that she is not their mom, but she is having to play a mom role in some regards. And she doesn't have that foundation with them. And so she's having kind of a tough time with that part of the role she's in.
Yeah, no, she's basically become a mom to two grown teenage girls.
Woman,
like, that's just who are all, and everybody has like bags and bags of trauma.
So much trauma.
Yeah, and literally everyone in that house should just they should all be alcoholics, and the fact they're not is very impressive. So. Dean's just like, you know what, we'll talk to Claire, we're gonna settle down, right? But I think Sam may be better at this than me.
Yeah, it's feelings, so yeah. So he's like, so Jody's like, also, Claire was supposed to start college, but she's never been to class, she has no friends, and she's just constantly looking for cases and reading lore.
Hey. So nothing, but she's hiding in it, and that's what she's hiding and hunting, and she's hiding in the lore, which is sometimes the lore is just a nicer place to be. I'll tell you what. So Dean's just like, all right, we're gonna send Sam off to this, so we're gonna go to Claire's room,
which is very bare except for her murder wall, of course.
Right. That's her main decor is murder board.
Oh my gosh! And Sam comments on that, but. Look, she's all excited that Sam's there because she thinks they're going to go talk to the families of the missing people to see if they're connected in any way. And Sam's like, hold on, let's talk about being consumed by hunting and using it as an escapism and seeing monsters everywhere. She is annoyed that he is coming in with this for her.
But she opens up though. She tells him a lot more than I would expect Claire to. Right. Yeah. So he asked her he actually asked her how things are, which is probably more direct for Winchesters than they've ever been. But just how are things at home, Claire? And Claire's like, oh, I can answer this like a normal person.
Yeah, it's weird. But she feels that she's just a little too late to adjust in the way that Alex has been able to. She wants to head out on her own and just be a full-fledged hunter at this point. And Sam's like, I get that, but the monsters will always be out there, but a chance at a family and school won't. So that was a good, nice way of putting it.
Yeah, and also, the feeling that Claire has about jumping into the Alex and Jody show, when Alex and Jody have, as Sam points out, they've been through some shit together, right? Because they've already gone through, some massive, vampire things. Yeah. Claire didn't get that with Jody. Claire is just kind of, moved
shouldn't have the bonding
trauma. I also learned that I've been using trauma bonding wrong. Because I don't know how, I was just kind of looking up things for this episode, and apparently it's really, not a good thing, which, yes, I get that there was trauma, so things are bad, but it's apparently, it's more about a person who bonds with their abuser. Than if you were you and another person
experience the same thing
together, which is still a thing, but it's just a little bit version of that. I was like, oh, I guess that's not it. But one of the reasons is that oxytocin, which is the love hormone, is one of the things that pumps through your body when you get adrenaline and when you're scared. So if you are with another person in that situation, then you're more likely to become close to them because you have those hormones that are going through there that make you feel all gooey towards each other.
Huh.
Thanks, weird. Science. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
There you go.
And someday it was made to protect us from bears, but now it just, gives us anxiety. Yeah. Anyway, so we have that going on, and Claire is pondering, maybe I don't need to go to college. Maybe I just leave here and go become a full-time hunter, right? So we leave on that note and go back to the high school, where we see Mr. P from earlier.
And it's nighttime, and he's walking to his car, and the lights shut off, and he gets grabbed and gets his face bashed into the window of his own car, which is rude.
It is rude. So we go back to that high school in the daylight.
And Mr. P is hanging from his foot, duct taped to the flagpole, the top of the flagpole.
I can do that.
Yeah?
I can do that on fabric. Yeah, I can wrap my foot up and hang upside down like that. I'm impressed. Yeah.
That's impressive. Yeah, that is impressive. I cannot. So Mr. P is dead. And Alex is bummed because this is like her favorite teacher, by the way. We did find that out in the intro. So she's super bummed. And Jody is there, obviously, because she's the sheriff and there's a murder. And she is telling Sam and Dean, who are there as FBI agents, that about this because that it was her favorite teacher. And it looks like he had his neck snapped. And the guys have to ponder how he may have gotten up there. But Jody found some fuzzy stuff on the floor.
It looks like weed. Jody hands Sam a bag of weed. That's what I have in my notes. And say they're going to send it off to the lab to test it.
That looked like lint, like from my dryer.
It just looked like a green nuggets to me. Maybe this is where my brain went. Like everything looks like weed. So, but
Claire sees monsters. You see weed. I don't know.
This is how we go. But apparently, Mr. P, he was he was a good person. He was so.
Yeah, but, nice guy. But he's bummed.
Yeah,
except he was a math teacher. I don't know. Can you be that good? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, and then here comes Claire with her with an "I told you so."
Well, but she just strolls into the crime scene up to Jody, Sam, and Dean, and is like, "Oh, wants to know what's going on in the crime scene." And they're like, "You can't be here." And she's like, "Oh, but the fake FBI can." And I was very amused that she called that out.
It is, except for the fact that she said it very loudly.
She did. So Dean pulls her aside and is like, "Look, I get that you're trying to work this case, but you can't just walk up to officers and insist on the sheriff giving you details about a murder. It just doesn't work that way. You just can't do it." And so,
and also, I think he's given up on this whole Sam will have a nice talk to her, and now I'm just gonna chew her ass out. And she's just he just starts yelling at her, and just nobody wants to go to school, Claire. It's school, and I'm like, I want to go to school, but he really starts telling her to that you need
Respect.
to give a crap, right?
Just be respectful of people that are trying to help you.
Yeah,
yeah. So he's talking about how Jody busts her ass to keep Claire out of jail. And she's like, I didn't ask her to. He's like, that's the fucking point. That's her caring about you. So anyways, Alex and Henry walk up. And they're like, by the way, school's canceled. We're going to go make out.
Yeah. And Dean just gives Henry the stink eye.
Stares him down. And Henry, as they're walking away, Henry says to Alex, "You know the FBI?" And she's like, "Jody does."
Yeah, which honestly, her mom's a sheriff.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make me. I'm not that surprised. So now we're going through the school where Jody and Sam are questioning who I guess is the principal, who is wearing super tall heels for someone who spends her day walking around a high school.
And she says that we're going to find that. She's talking about the person that murdered Mr. P because he was so beloved. She's like, we're going to find that bastard, turn his insides out, and string him up.
Yeah, she is quite violent.
She's pissed.
This may be a Texan school. So no, we're South Dakota. So, all right. So we have a violent principal. Then Dean is going through with EMF, his EMF meter.
Yeah. While Sam and Jody go find our janitor, who found the body, and he thought it may have been a prank at first. And so Sam, of course, is asking if there's anything weird, and he's like, anything weirder than a teacher taped to the top of a flagpole? Okay.
Also, have you had any smells? And it's it's a high school.
Of course, yes. The answer is yes. So we find out that Jody points out that Mr. Wheeler, this janitor, doesn't seem very upset about what happened. And so Sam asks where he was the night before, and he admits that he was passed out at the Blind Donkey the night before.
Yeah, so which I think you could have just said that earlier, dude. It's sus that you didn't. And so then we're going to go to Sam and Dean. They're together now, and Dean has checked out everything and only found horny teachers.
Yes. But the custodian is squirrely, so something is going on. They know they have a case of some kind.
Something's happening. Bum, bum, bum. So we go from there to the woods, and Alex is in Bumtown.
She's sad about Mr. P. And so she starts sharing with Henry that there are awful things out there. And she wasn't always this girl. And he's like, I know, you had to run away from home and Jody took you in. I get it. I mean, and she's like, no, I've done bad things. And then we are getting our flashback of Alex, being arrested, and we see her baiting different victims for vampires. And you can tell she wants to tell Henry, but she stops herself, and he gives his big confession of bullying a kid in middle school and the guilt that he has from that. And he's like, I don't care what you did before. It's fine now. And they kiss.
Let's make out. I like that you're damaged. That's hot, which is actually what most guys would say. So, especially high school dudes. And so we go from there, from them hugging, back to the house where Sam and Claire are working on the dining room table when Dean and Jody come in, and they have discovered the fiber was not weed, but in fact asbestos.
Yeah. So, and their janitor's alibi checked out, but his social security number did not. So it belongs to somebody else, and they need to go talk to him because he has a fake ID.
Yeah, and that person was one of the ones who they disappeared right when Claire, like when everyone started going missing. And so,
yes. So Claire is all excited though because she has a suit and she wants to go as an FBI trainee with them.
They know that Jody's your mom, Claire. You just can't show up in a fake ugly suit and be like, I'm FBI. That's not how this works.
No. And Jody's also like, you have an appointment with the registrar so that you don't get kicked out of school.
Yep. And she tries to balk, and then Dean just gives her a hey, and she kind of like, all right, I'll do it. All right. And so we go to nighttime.
And Jody and Claire are by the truck. Claire is talking shit about the registrar's outfit. So they have returned from the registrar's office. And Mr. Wheeler is there in the garage.
Yeah.
Or they're on their way,
Claire was bitching about how she was dressed.
Oh.
Because she dressed nice. I was just like, what? No, she wasn't making. She was bitching about how the way she was dressed.
Oh,
and so she looks nice for the registrar. And that's why, and then Jody was like, there's a reason murderers put on monkey suits and they go in front of a judge. So that was that part, but not a big deal. Yeah, sorry. Whatever. No, it's just because I'm obsessed with the bad FBI outfit that Claire would put on. So that happens, and then Wheeler comes in. Well, whatever his name is.
Well, yeah, because we think he's Mr. Wheeler, the janitor, right now. And he hits Jody on the head with a shovel. Claire tries to go protect her and gets picked up by her throat. And he fucking grows vampire teeth. He's a vampire.
He is a vampire. And he has her by the throat. But she tries to knife him, but her reach won't work. And she gets knocked around.
And then Jody gets her leg broken.
Oh, it was really painful. Then Wheeler takes Claire and Jody gets out her phone.
Mm-hmm. And while this is all happening, Sam and Dean are leaving the house that they had on the address they had on record for Mr. Wheeler. Fun fact, fake address. So Jody has called Dean and he hears her basically getting her ass beat and screaming. It's terrible.
Yep. So then we cut to baby pulling up, and Claire and Jody are already gone. Mm-hmm. But he finds Claire's knife and Jody's phone. Damn it.
Yes. So he knows that something was waiting for them in the garage. And his phone rings, and they are looking for the sheriff. They have ID'd our fake janitor custodian dude. He's a truck driver from Nebraska that's been missing for 3 years, and his family was found exsanguinated. Such a good word.
It is. And Dean is also acting as Agent Noon, which is a reference to former Def Leppard drummer Frank Noon.
Oh, yeah. And so now they know that they are looking for a vampire, and they are already wondering, could it be part of Alex's old nest?
Well, because he was from O'Neill, and that's where Alex's old nest was. So Rut-row. So let's split up.
Of course, because that's what we always do. That goes so well.
Yes.
Anyways, so Dean's going to go warn Alex, which is smart. Somebody does have to go tell her what the fuck's going on. And Sam's going to go back to try to find the custodian's, go search the custodian's office to see if they can find any more tidbits in there. I wrote custodian and janitor, and I just keep interchanging, and I feel like that's similar enough. But either way, so Dean talks to Alex. She is in Henry's Jeep while he is out, at the shop grabbing stuff at this restaurant. And it's 5 minutes down there, or Dean's like, stay where you're at. I am 5 minutes away. The custodian is a vampire. Don't move. And so Henry gets back in the car and she's like, so Henry, you have to leave me here. I'm not going, we can't go anywhere. I got to wait here. And he is like, no. And he's a vampire too.
What? How do you not know he's a vampire? You lived in a vampire nest for 8 years. And sometimes you just don't know the people that you're with. So do you know the people that you're with, Diana? Do you know, are you married to a vampire?
What?
We're going to take a quiz and find out. All right, so I didn't write this quiz. I found this quiz and it's Are You Dating? But we're just going to interchange dating with married to. And this is from sparknotes.com. And it was written October 31st, 2018. And we may skip some of these questions because there's 17 of them. So, yeah, they went all out. So how often does your significant other sleep during the day? So if for those of you who do not know, Diana is married to Babe, our audio engineer. So he will be hopefully listening to all this stuff as well. So how often does your significant other sleep during the day? All the time, never, or only when we stayed up super late the night before because This Is Us kept ending on a cliffhanger?
Well, we don't watch This Is Us. So, but otherwise the third one.
Okay. Only when we stay up. So, is your significant other inexplicably wealthy? Yes, they always spring for extra guac. No, which I know because I use one-ply toilet paper.
I mean, out of those two, we're going to go with the extra guac.
That's right. How does your significant other feel about garlic bread? They enjoy it like a normal person, or they don't enjoy it, and sometimes I wonder if this is a deal breaker.
They enjoy it like a normal person.
Okay. What is their favorite subject in school? Is it English, science, theater, math, art, or history?
Huh.
Oh no, you're failing the newlywed game.
I know. It's a coin flip. I'm gonna go because art could be music, so we're gonna go with that.
Okay. Would you say your significant other is physically strong? Yes, no, or suspiciously so. Almost as if they embody the supernatural strength of 20 able-bodied men.
We're just going to go with yes.
Do they have a reflection? Yes, or no, but I've never asked because I don't want to be rude.
That's hilarious that's an option, but we're going to go yes, he has a reflection.
All right.
Sorry.
What about a shadow? Yes, they have one of those, or no, I can't say for sure, but that they don't, but also can't say for sure that they do.
I'm going to go with I can't say for sure.
Have you ever seen it? Are they able to run across water unassisted? Yes or no?
No.
Are you sure? Can they scale vertical walls with relative ease? Yes or no? Do they appear weaker in sunlight? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. I think we all do. Which of the following best describes their living quarters? A modern medium-sized house in the suburbs, a small apartment with several plants, a condo with an in-ground pool, or a large winding castle with several dungeons, many hallways, and an air of mystery that suggests something terrible happened here long ago.
Well, it's the first one, but I kind of am disappointed it wasn't the last one.
Right? I think that may need to be your next husband. All right. Do they strike fear into the hearts of horses? Now that you mention it, they do, or not that I've seen?
No, just large birds.
Okay. Does your significant other seem to have an affinity for animals such as rats, wolves, and lizards? Do they hold dominion over them? Can they force them to obey their every command? Yes, but I just thought they were good with animals, or nope?
Nope.
Can they manipulate the weather and call forth such events as fogs, storms, and ominous mist? Yes or no?
No.
It could be tomorrow. Can they explode into 1,000 live bats on a whim? Yes, I thought that was weird, or no, they cannot do that.
I wish. No,
right?
I cannot do that.
Talk about your dating choices. The first time the first time they ever came over, did they enter uninvited, or did you foolishly welcome them into your home with nary a thought for the consequences?
Foolishly invited them into my
You
home.
welcomed them in like a fool. All right. And our last question. Are you beginning to suspect they are the undead prince of Wallachia, recalled from death by way of black magic, unable to find peace until you, their intended victim, drive a wooden stake or cold iron through their heart and free them from the joyless, insatiable existence in which they toil? Yes, no, or I wasn't, but I sure am now.
That one.
That one? Okay. Oh, they didn't give me an answer. Oh, no, it is. No, okay. I know they didn't. Okay. It's unlikely that you are dating a vampire. Good news. Given the way that you responded to these quiz questions, I'm able to say with a fair degree of certainty that your significant other is not currently a vampire. Okay. They may become one in the future, of course, but that is a possibility we all must live with. We'll just have to cross that bridge when we come to it. Enjoy dating your non-vampire.
Nice.
Now, just because I wanted to do something just to keep us on supernatural track, we're going to do one quick other quiz, which is what supernatural character you should end up with. All right, Diana, what is most important to you in a relationship? Is it physical appearance, loyalty, honesty, kindness, humor, or charm?
Ooh, that's tough. Let's go with loyalty.
All right. Which type of supernatural being would you be? Angel, witch, demon, ghost, hunter, or god?
Angel, witch, demon, ghost,
hunter, or god?
God.
What was your favorite school subject? English, math, lunch, debate, history, or philosophy?
English.
What's your biggest fear? Spiders, dying alone, heights, being buried alive, rejection, or losing someone you love? It's spiders, right?
Out of those? Jesus Christ. I'll go with losing someone I love.
That's fine. All right. So then now they want to know, which is your favorite female supernatural character? Is it Rowena, Mary, Ruby number 2, Meg number 2, Charlie, or Joe?
I think I'm going to go Meg number 2.
Oh wow! You graduated to like Rachel Minor. I can say her name, and according to her quiz, you were Castiel. Oh, I guess that's the one you're supposed to be with, right?
I'm supposed to be with Castiel.
Which makes sense because of Maggie and Castiel. So Castiel might just be the sweetest thing to ever grace this earth. He will do whatever he can to make you happy. He may not always understand your references, but he will always have your back. So.
Aww.
When you stop dating or marrying your husband because he's not a vampire, you can be with an angel. That's good to know. That's good to know. All right. So let's get back to...
Did you take the quiz?
No.
I already know who I'm supposed to be with. It's fine.
He died in an explosion. So, all right. So we go from... Sam's in the custodian's office, and he's got a blueprint of something.
Yes. And so he is trying to look at this and has this map in the dark, which I guess there's not a light switch. It's weird.
I think there's a light switch in there. I just don't know why you didn't turn it on. So then we go from there to the burger place where Dean pulls up and Alex is gone, but her cell phone is not.
Yeah. And it's ringing on the ground as he's trying to call her. So he's sad because she's gone. So he calls Sam to tell him this. And Sam's like, okay, that blows. By the way, I found this map, and apparently there's this giant building that on campus that no one noticed before. They have a whole ass natatorium on campus. Which
Look at that word that you just dropped.
I know, you're welcome. I like that word.
Yeah,
it's a closed pool building.
And all of those are haunted. Like they close it for asbestos, but we all know every building that once had a pool in it is haunted. It's just the way it is. So in this building that nobody notices, Jody and Claire are tied up. And Claire's like, aren't those the missing bodies? And then Jody tells her, right. And Claire does not make her say it over and over again or do a dance on her broken leg, which I think is probably quite noble of her.
Yeah, noble. Is that what we're going with?
Yeah.
So, and they want to know what they're there for. And Henry walks in with Alex. And Alex is like, what is happening? And we find out that Mr. Wheeler, we know that Mr. Wheeler is Richard Beeson now. We learned that when we found out his real identity. And so he's like, this is your whole life. And so they tie her up too. And he's like, you know, he wants to know if Alex knows who he is. And he is mad because she took his life away from him. Basically, he gives the story about how she was leaving a bar, and when she was in Nebraska, and with the nest, and some sleazy dude was trying to was bothering her in the parking lot, and Beeson ran that guy off and gave her money and gave her a ride, and then she turned away and let him get attacked by her nest when he was just a good guy. She was usually trapping sleazeballs, and then this guy was a nice guy that tried to help her, and she let him get eaten, and he got turned.
Yeah, the guy that he probably saved her from was probably the guy that she was taking home to feed her family, and so someone had to be dinner, right?
Yeah.
So sorry, man.
And Jody's insisting that Alex didn't have a choice. And he's like, yeah, I went home covered in blood and I went berserk and I gutted my wife and my kid. So yeah, I'm mad that you didn't leave me alone at the bar when I tried to help you because I was a good guy. And that's the only thing that kept me going since then is to find you and make you pay, bitch. Basically.
Revenge. And this is when Henry chimes in, and then we're going to find out that Mr. Beeson is fucked up because what he decided to do, that he was like, you were just really depressed and sad. So I decided to Cinderella your fucking ass. And he got he's like, I'm going to make the popular guy like you by turning him into a vampire.
So
what
gross
the
and
fuck,
sad.
man? That is, you're wrong, man. That's,
yeah, he wanted to build her up and then take it away.
I know you ate your child, but still, this is fucked up.
Yeah. So his whole thing was that he got the popular guy to start dating her to make her feel like she was something special. And then he took away her favorite teacher. And now he's taking away their boyfriend. And now he's going to take away her family and to feed the rest of his. So Alex asked Henry if any of it was real. And he makes it abundantly clear that he is a fucking asshole.
Yep. Too. And she spits in his face like a champ.
Yeah.
But then he slaps her.
She does. I thought one kind of somewhat dated reference, but he makes a trench coat mafia reference. And I'm like, I haven't heard that in forever. But that was pretty, from the late 90s into the aughts, you would hear comments about that, about the sad goth kids and stuff.
Well, I mean,
kids, and then the school violence stuff. Yeah,
I would say you clearly do not listen to as much true crime as I do. I have clearly, call them. Well, yeah, it's especially, and sadly, anytime that we talk about mass shooters, a lot of times that still comes up. And yeah, anyways, we're gonna go on tangent on that, and we don't have time for that tangent. Anyhow, so where the fuck were we? So
Claire tells Henry that where else were we reading some positive shit? Claire tells Henry that he's gonna burn in hell and calls him a sociopath. And good old Beeson says that Henry has a mean streak. He's the one that killed Mr. P and had to string him up, just had to do it to show off, but that was great and all, except it brought a lot of cops out. So, but he decides he's going to, he makes a grab for Claire. And Jody's like, by the way, those FBI guys aren't just FBI guys. They are hunters. They know about you, Beeson, and they killed all of Alex's nest. They are coming. And Sam enters at that point. And while he is walking through the building, Alex is trying to convince Henry that he doesn't really want to do this. And he's like, yo, you did this, and Beeson's telling Alex that look, you're going to watch everyone you love die because fuck you, I'm crazy. That's what he
Yeah, and she offers to be his blood bag and procure, and Lawyer's like, I kept that nest alive for 8 years, and fuck, I mean, that is such a long time
so
to
sad,
like.
dark.
There's no way, like, I mean, even with a good boyfriend, like, she should be in like 8 hours of therapy a day. So Beeson then bites Claire, and so now we have that fight happen. Sam comes in. Now we start getting our fights.
Now we get a big old fight scene. You're right. Now it's the big old fight scene. Sam is fighting with Beeson, and then while that's happening, Jody's able to hint for Claire to get a box cutter thing, and now Sam's in the pool fighting Henry because they fall in there, and Henry has a 2x4. I don't know. It's all crazy. It's chaos.
Yeah.
Straight chaos, and but. In all of this, Claire is able to stab Beeson in the back as Jody is getting free, and Dean arrives and beheads him.
Yep. And Claire confirms that she didn't drink any blood. You don't have to worry about that, Dean. We're fine. And then Sam brings Alex Henry, who is still super, super gross. And so Alex punches him.
And Claire beheads him.
Yeah, like a good sister. So we go from there to yet another glorious breakfast at Jody's house.
You say that. This kitchen is messy as shit. It's so stressful.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they have all this food and the kitchen's clean. You know, like, I'm like, oh, man. Like, that's so nice. And, like, there's people to do the dishes for you. Oh. So, but Jody comes in and she's on crutches. And the girls have made her breakfast, which is...
Or tried to.
Yeah.
They tried. And Alex feels very guilty because she thinks it's all her fault. And they're like, no, you know, you're good. It's not you. But family makes things scary because you have so much to lose.
Woof. Oh. Like, I literally had to stop and cry at that point. So then we go from that to the driveway where Baby is wet and her windows are down.
It's a weird choice. But yeah, they must have left the windows down in the rain. Or it's a lot of condensation. It smell all musty in there now.
Anyways, dry her off. So Claire solemnly swears to Dean that she won't hunt like a dumbass. And Jody is going to teach her to vet leads. And I'm like, seriously, Jody, get her into fucking criminal law classes. Yeah. What is wrong with you? Like, clearly she wants to be an investigator. Like, duh.
Right? Let her. She can go to school for that. If you want to go to school, do that. Well,
do I have to teach you how to motivate your children? God. So Sam then is just happy as can be because he's got leftovers.
He's got all the leftover containers. He is stoked. And he goes to talk to Alex, and Claire is there too. And he's like, look, other vamps might come. And she's like, yeah, and I might have to move on at some point. I just can't be around what they're doing. Talking about with Jody and Claire. Yeah, she doesn't really want to be around that world. She does not want to be around the world where vampires are coming after her and all that kind of shit. And it draws attention.
Yeah. Well, I don't even think it's the attention thing. Is that she just doesn't want to be around monsters, period.
Well, that,
right?
yes, correct.
And so it's like whereas Claire is all gung-ho, I want to hunt forever. Alex wants nothing to do with this world.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. And Jody said it'll be fine as long as everyone wears a condom.
Yes. And that is true. As long as everyone wears a condom, we will be fine.
Yeah. And Sam and Dean drive away. On that note.
Yeah, leaving the three women in the driveway.
Yeah.
That's how we end. So, do we get to learn who some vampire douches are?
Casting couch. It's the casting couch. Were they on that show that time with that guy? La 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 la.
We do get to learn some vampire douches. Mr. Wheeler, aka Richard Beeson, was played by Ben Cotton. He's been in a lot of stuff. Episodes of Smallville, True Calling, 4400, Fringe, Arrow, Bates Motel, iZombie, Van Helsing, Real Detective, X-Files, Riverdale, Charmed, Nancy Drew, and more. And he been in a few movies too. He was a guard in Chronicles of Riddick. He was Charlie in Slither. He was a truck driver in The Day the Earth Stood Still. He's Travis in the TV show Hellcats as a reoccurring character about 10 times. He was Tweedle number 2 in Once Upon a Time in Wonderland about 9 times. And Jimmy in Resident Alien about 8 times. So someone you've seen before. Henry was played by Jedediah Goodacre. He's been in episodes of Fire Country and Tracker, interestingly enough.
By the way, we forgot to do news. So Jensen's coming back for Tracker season 3.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, go on.
And there's I saw a little tidbit that there's hints that that Jared might be doing more with Fire Country. So we'll see. But Henry Jedediah was also was the jetpack buddy in Tomorrowland. He was Chad Charming in Descendants and Descendants 2 and 3, the kids movies, not
the punk rock band.
Not the punk rock band. He's Roman in the originals a few times, as well as in Legacies a couple times. He's Kyle on the TV show The Order on Netflix half a dozen times, and Dorian Gray in Riverdale about a dozen times as well. Mr. P was played by Preston Vanderslice, who's from Dallas, Texas. He's been in episodes of Arrow and has done a ton of Hallmark. Our principal Ramirez, who was violent as shit. She was played by Vina Sood. Her career spans a long time as well. She's been in episodes of 21 Jump Street, L Word, Smallville, Fringe, V, Bates Motel, iZombie, X-Files, Lucifer, Ghost Wars, Riverdale, Charmed, Nancy Drew, and more. She's played a nurse in a lot of things. It was just real random. So she was a nurse in Final Destination 2, Butterfly Effect 2, and 50/50. But Doug, our guy from the first that gets the sword to his throat, was played by Ty Wood. He's been in episodes of iZombie, The Order, Riverdale, and Kung Fu. He was Zach in the reboot of Beverly Hills 90210. He was Billy in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and was Trip in Grease, Rise of the Pink Ladies. His girlfriend was Angela Palmer. She's been in episodes of iZombie, Travelers, Good Doctor, and more.
So, all right. So those are those are for, I didn't realize, like, I really was just thinking about the two guys. Like, oh yeah, there were some other people too.
Yeah, I know. I mean, sometimes that's easy to overlook some of our characters that don't have as much of a large role, but sometimes it's interesting looking at where you may have seen them before. And I think sometimes it helps, like, I don't know, it's interesting because you have this familiarity with their faces, even though you don't know their character. I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
For sure.
But yeah, so I don't know. I liked this episode.
Why do you like it?
I don't know. I thought it was. I liked revisiting. I liked having a core of characters we knew. I thought that part was nice because we don't get that very often in the show. I would say, other than the main
and women who live.
Well, that too. Surprise. But we don't get a lot of that. So we had some interesting. We get some a continuance of the story of female characters that we liked that survived, and also it was. It had Monster of the Week vibes, which was fun, even though it was dark as shit.
Yeah, I mean, and it was twisty, right? The whole Alex coming in, like, this was, they're coming for you, Alex,
Yeah.
That is a good twist to put in there.
Yes.
I think that it wasn't just like Claire thinking it was a random monster, and, we've got the Claire and Alex dynamic, which is fun having, those two in there. Although, like I said, it feels like to me, like, Alex is the older sister, like, is why it seems weird that Claire is in college and Alex is in high school, which is why I say, like, it's not that the actress looks like she's too old to be in there. I just feel like Alex is, and maybe it's because she spent 8 years, like, killing vampires, but she just seems much, I don't know, like,
it's a maturity
more
thing.
Mature. Yeah. Seems more mature than Claire.
I agree. Fully agree with that. Claire comes across as a lot more juvenile of a character, and I wonder if there's a variety. I mean, we could probably, I don't know if it's just the way they're written, or if we could psychoanalyze characters of a TV show in depth if we want to, but yeah, I think I felt that way as well.
Like, what? Like, are you thinking of like a podcast talking about these characters or something? I don't know what you're talking about.
So weird. Yeah. No, but I think I agree.
There's a time for that. There is a time and a place to discuss and to deconstruct characters of supernatural, Diana.
But no, I fully agree that Claire comes across as a lot less mature than Alex's character. And I think Alex's character is a lot more serious, and Claire, because of the darkness that she's seen, and Claire's seen that too, but it's been different. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems And maybe it is just, it's a maturity thing and the growth in Claire seems slow. Maybe that's it too.
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
All right. So on that growth note, we'll say goodnight and cheers, Dirk.
Cheers, bitch.
Devil's Trap Podcast is a Don't Get It production. Meow.
Devil's Trap Podcast is part of the Ship It Studios podcast network. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Devil's Trap Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at Devil's Trap Podcast, Twitter at Devil's Trap Pod, or you can email us at devilstrap@devilstrappodcast.com. Don't forget to subscribe, leave reviews, and share with all your friends. We're at all your favorite podcast outlets and at devilstrappodcast.com. I'm Babe. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.